this completely changed my business, because for years I thought my problem was that my content wasn't good enough, that I wasn't visible, that I didn't have a good enough strategy. But it wasn't, because technically I was doing everything right. I had a great aesthetic. I had professional, beautiful, polished photos. I had a big audience. I had content. I was really consistent with delivering good content. People loved my stuff. They used to come into my DMs and tell me that I was so inspirational, that I was their favourite person to follow, that I was the soundtrack to their coffee in the morning. And yet somehow, when it came time for them to invest, they disappeared. Or worse yet, they'd tell me, oh my God, Beth, you're amazing. And then go and pay someone else $5,000 for the coaching services. Whilst I was left side-eyeing everybody else online, thinking, how on earth are they blowing up? How are they selling out when my work is just as good or a little bit better? And it really messed with my head, because I started to believe that the answer was that I needed to invest in more strategy, that I needed to do more studying, that I needed to purchase more templates, that I needed to be more polished. So I became, I kept trying to become better at marketing, whilst I felt like I was getting further and further away from myself. And I think a lot of women are stuck right there right now, like posting constantly, doing all the things that they're told to do, doing the talking head videos, following the trends, trying to sound valuable. But deep down, their brand actually doesn't feel like them anymore. It feels perhaps a little bit performed. It feels maybe watered down, diluted, safe, forgettable. And that was exactly what was happening to me. I had the visibility, I had the audience, but what I didn't have was magnetism. And that's the difference. Visibility gets attention, but magnetism creates obsession. And everything changed when I stopped looking sideways at other coaches online, and I started building my brand around my identity, my standards, my perspective, my voice, my energy, and my actual truth. Not what was trending, not what was working, and not what every other freaking coach on the internet was posting. And that was the shift. And the second I became fully unavailable for blending in, my business exploded. And since January 2025, I have sold out every single program that I have launched, which is maybe around 13 or 14 programs. My high ticket mastermind sold out in 1 week, whereas half the spaces were taken within just 3 hours of it going live. I have exploded my inbound leads. I have stacked my recurring revenue till the end of this year. I have started, I can't quite believe I'm saying this, I have my first paid modelling gig opportunity. I received an award nomination, and dreamy fit clients started finding me. And the craziest part was, people started constantly asking me, how did you build this brand? How are you so freaking magnetic online? How do your posts hit differently? And that's when I realized I hadn't just changed my content, I had discovered something so much deeper. And it's what I now call the headliner effect. The headliner effect is what happens when your identity, your positioning, your standards, your messaging, and your visibility finally become so freaking fully aligned. Because the truth is that most women online are not struggling because they are not talented. In fact, the opposite is true. They are struggling because their brand doesn't yet match their power, or the power and the depth of the transformation that their clients get in their world. Their content is technically good, but it's missing edge, it's missing identity, it's definitely missing conviction, specificity, self-trust, and it becomes safe, it becomes like forgettable. And in a world full of AI-generated same blandness and recycled content, and here's a hook that you can recycle, being good is no longer enough. The women scaling the fastest right now are not necessarily the smartest. They are the most distinct, they're the most memorable, they're the most magnetic, and they're the most unmistakable. And that is what's creating demand right now. not just more information. It is about identity. That's why some women can post one sentence and people will that is what people are willing to pay them for. Whilst others are posting every single day and still feeling invisible. It's because their energy lands before their strategy does. And once I understood this, everything started shifting, not just for me, but for my clients too. Women in my world are raising their prices, becoming booked out, getting speaking opportunities, attracting their own dream buyers, setting up their own dream high ticket spaces, which are selling out over and over and over again. They are becoming well known online. They're feeling fully expressed on social media because not because they became louder, but because they became undeniable. So I wanted to create something that could help women identify exactly where the gap is for them, the gap between where they are now and the version of themselves whose brand commands attention, whose brand commands or creates demand and attracts the level of clients and opportunities and income, obviously, that they actually desire. So I built something so fun and a bit spicy. And honestly, people are telling me it's almost as good as a 30-minute conversation with me. It's a custom GPT experience designed to uncover where your brand is leaking authority, why your content isn't converting at the level that it should, and what's stopping your brand from becoming magnetic, plus the exact shifts that you need to become the headline act in your industry. Think brand psychology, identity calibration, positioning diagnosis, and the premium perception work for the price of an extra large iced latte with almond milk. So if you are ready to stop blending in online and start building the kind of brand people become absolutely obsessed with, you can grab it below. And honestly, this might be the moment that everything changes for you too. See you on the inside.